Today we're talking 5 ways that you can save money around the house, little things that you can do that are going to add up big. If you enjoy these types of videos, I have a whole bunch of them. Some of them are how to save money on your electric bill, how to save money on groceries, and 10 things I don't buy to save money. If you're new, welcome. My name is Kelly Ann Smith with freedomandabudget.com, and my channel is all about living life while on a budget, different things that you can do to save money, how to build wealth, and just different ways that you can have a better relationship with money. I do have a course on how to save money on groceries where I talk about how to meal prep, how to meal plan, how to roll over groceries, little things that you can do that are going to add up big in your grocery budget and save you tons of money. My average student saves $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year in savings just by taking this course and implementing the things that I bought. So there will be a link down below in the description. If you use code YouTube, you can get $15 off the course, which is so exciting. And I also have a Patreon where you can get all of my budget templates, all of my spreadsheets, my printables. I also do my monthly report cards there twice a month, every other week, where you can get line by line what's going on in our budget. So check that out down below in the description as well. So growing up, money was always really tight for me and my family, and we lived paycheck to paycheck growing up. I qualified for free lunches. It was just something that was normal for us. And I've had to work really hard to break that scarcity mindset and have a mindset of wealth and a mindset of, I'm not going to live like this forever. I'm going to break these boundaries and I'm going to have an abundance mindset, and a mindset that the more money I bring in, the more I can help people. And that's really the way that I live my life. Is I am really big on creating income so that we can go and bless others. You know, 10% of a lot is a lot more than 10% of a little bit. And we give way more than 10% of our income. But that's just kind of the thought process that I have, is the more money that we have, the more we can help others. So we'll have this mindset and do a lot of these things that we're going to talk about in this video when we're millionaires. And we're on track to become millionaires in the next 5 to 6 years, which is beyond crazy to even think about that. But it's so cool. And so even when we're still going to be doing a lot of these things. So the first one is laundry. And there's a lot of things that you can do to hack your laundry and to save a lot of money on laundry. When you're looking at your electric bill, a big part of that is coming from your washer or dryer, just because it takes up so much energy with running all the water, with using machines and everything. It's big, powerful machines that are working in your house. So a couple different things that you can do to save money on laundry. Number one is dryer balls. Dryer balls are a game changer. I personally have 2 different types of dryer balls. I have a wool one and then a plastic, and they work for different things. The wool one will help with the static and all of that. And then the plastic ones, they have a little hole which allows steam to come out, and they'll steam your clothes so that you don't have to iron them. That gets all the wrinkles out, and they save so much money on dryer sheets. You don't have to worry about them. Also the chemicals in them, and they really cut drying time. My drying time is like 30% less when I use dryer balls versus when I don't. It just beats it out. I don't know what it does, but it's some voodoo magic that it helps with cutting down dryer time. And along with that, I also put in a dry towel into my laundry. With my with my clothes goes a dry towel, and that will help absorb the water. I don't know what it does, but it just absorbs the water. I do it when I'm running clothes. I do it when I'm running sheets. I do it when I'm running towels. All the time. I always have a dry towel in there, and it really helps. It's just so cool. And when I'm folding my laundry, I just throw the towel back in there. It's the same one, and then every, I don't know, a couple weeks I'll wash the towel with our towels and just throw another one in there, and it just works so well. Next is using cold water. Cold water is really going to help save you money. The only time I wash our clothes or anything in hot water is when I'm washing towels and sheets. Anything else, I use cold water. I don't separate my clothes with colors or anything like that. I don't separate whites. I've never needed to, and I just wash everything in cold water except for towels and sheets. Those, they need to be sanitized, and those need hot water. But using cold water is really going to save a lot of money on your water heater and then heating up the water. And then right along with that is making sure you're doing full loads of laundry. I know this is obvious, but surprisingly, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people will throw in like 6 shirts to do a load of laundry. And I'm like, no, 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 make sure you're doing a full load of laundry, because that is really going to save you so much in water, electricity, and frankly, it's just wasteful of the energy when you could be washing so much more clothes. Number 2 is the temperature on your water heater. If you have a water heater that you can change the temperature. We have a tankless water heater in our new house, but all the other places that I've ever lived, they all had a standard big, huge water heater, and that water heater should be right around 120 degrees. Every degree that you lower your water heater, you're saving money. Every degree that it's higher, you're losing money. And so having your water heater around 120 degrees is right around the happy point that you want to be at. And that's really going to help save a lot of money, because otherwise that water has to stay hot for so long and it's just always running. So lowering that a couple degrees is really going to make a big difference, and you're not going to notice a difference in your shower. You're not going to notice a difference when you're washing dishes or anything like that. If it does, it may take a couple extra seconds to heat up, but it's going to be so much worth it in the long run with the money that you're saving. Number 3 is cook from scratch. This is a huge, huge, huge money saver, is cooking from scratch. It saves so much money. Now, with that being said, I'm really big at working on your journey and working on it in a place of progression. And so many people will try to go from 0 to 60 and then get burnt out, then get discouraged, and then quit. I don't want you to quit. So if you're someone that does takeout every single night, you get food on the way home from work or whatever it may be, or delivery or whatever it is, and then you try and go from that to cooking from scratch, that's gonna burn you out. That's gonna be tough. So do a progression. Maybe go from doing takeout, different things like that, to going and getting a rotisserie chicken and some sides and stuff in the grocery store. That's going to save you a ton of money compared to takeout. Takeout is so expensive. It really is. So buying those prepared foods at the grocery store, like those frozen skillet meals or rotisserie chicken or something like that, that's going to save you a lot of money compared to takeout. Then after you get used to that, take it a step further. Then start cooking from scratch. Then start batch cooking. Then start meal prepping, all of that. And that's going to just maximize your savings even more and going to save you so much money. It's amazing how much money you can save by cooking from scratch. Even simple things like cooking cakes from scratch, brownies from scratch, versus buying those boxed cake mixes and everything like that. I'm guilty of buying them every once in a while as well when I just want something super fast. But honestly, if you're making that stuff often, it's going to be so much cheaper than just buying the flour, buying the sugar, buying the, the vanilla, all the ingredients, which most of the time you have those products on hand anyways. So cooking from scratch, it really saves so much money. Along with that, like I said, batch cooking and, meal prepping is really going to save you. And, sometimes cooking too, and then putting one in the freezer. That's a great way to save money as well. Like I said in the beginning, I have a full course on saving money on groceries where I go into even super detail on these topics as well. So check that out, YouTube, for $15 off. Number 4 is food waste. Now, food waste, not many things that get under my skin and make me mad at myself than food waste. I just had to throw away 2 blocks of cheese yesterday because I didn't realize that they were past the expiration date, and I have such a habit of whenever I go to the grocery store, just buy a block of cheese because we go through so much of it. And I had used the new block versus the old block a couple times, and therefore the old block expired. So mad, but it is what it is. But cutting your food waste is so important, such a really, really important way to save money. According to the FDA, food waste is estimated between 30 and 40% of the food supply in the US. That is crazy. 30 to 40% of the food supply is wasted. That's really sad, and that's something that we as a society really need to work on. So a couple tips to get better at food waste and cutting back food waste is find something to put it in. So a couple weeks ago, I had some leftover ground beef that was about to go bad that needed to be cooked up. I had some ricotta cheese that was about to spoil, some spinach, and there was one other thing, zucchini. And zucchini that needed to be used up or is really, really about to go bad. So I decided to make a little casserole out of it. So I'm doing low carb right now. So I made like a low carb mock lasagna type of thing where I had some roasted tomatoes out of a can on the bottom. Then I used the zucchini, sliced that up as the pasta. Then I had the ground beef and the spinach and ricotta, and then I put some mozzarella cheese on top. It was delicious, and it got 3 things out of my fridge that were about to go bad and put it into a nice delicious meal that was able to get that out, and it fed me. So doing things like that, throwing them in casseroles, throwing them in different things like smoothies, or just random, put random vegetables and random things. It's really going to help cut down on your food waste. Or if you have produce that's about to go bad, cut it up and freeze it. That's a really, really great way to save that produce as well. I do that with spinach all the time. I love fresh spinach, but if it's starting to go bad before I can eat it all, I'll put it in the freezer and then I can put it in my smoothies. Now, I don't like fresh spinach that's frozen, but if it's in my smoothies, I honestly can't tell the difference. So that's a really great way to get up that food waste and get it out of there. Make sure that you're using it up completely so that you're not throwing it away. Next up is to repurpose instead of throwing away. We are so guilty of just consuming an item and then throwing away the canister or whatever it may be, or the t-shirt, whatever it is. So I will always try and find a way to repurpose something. For instance, my face cream that I buy at Aldi, it has this beautiful glass jar, and now I use those as face wash containers for when I travel. It's a little perfect size that I can just put in some face wash, and honestly, I like using jars for that type of thing because I can really scrape in there and get all of the product out versus like a twist tube or a pump where it's in the bottle, it's hard to get out, different things like that. So doing that is really gonna help to save that money on those jars. I know a ton of people that will take candle jars and then put like Q-tips in them, cotton balls, different things like that. Use them in the bathroom. They're beautiful. Another one that I have is a coffee canister that is for coffee grounds, and now I put cupcake liners in it, and it's beautiful, and it's so cool that you can see all the cupcakes in it, the liners in it, the different colors for whichever one you want to pull out, and then it's nice there, and then you don't have all these different cupcake liners all over the place. So it's great for organization. But repurposing those things, even old t-shirts, you can cut into rags rather than just throwing them away. I started using t-shirts to dry my hair versus using towels because terry cloth is not good for hair. So different things like that is really going to help save a lot of money so that you don't have to go out and buy jars for the bathroom for your Q-tips or whatever it is, or waste money on those travel containers that you buy at like Walmart for when you go on trips. But reuse old jars, reuse old containers. It's really going to save a lot of money. And then a bonus tip going along with the last one is make sure that you're scraping your jars. Make sure that you're getting every last bit out of everything you use. I know this goes without saying, but so many people will just have toothpaste containers, for instance. That's a huge one. You can cut open your toothpaste and you can get at least 2 weeks worth of toothpaste out of your toothpaste container. I guarantee. It is crazy how much toothpaste is still in those containers when you think that you're done with them. Another thing I do is I'll always swish around some water when I'm cooking a recipe to make sure I get all the product out. Like if I'm using a can of like cream of chicken soup or something like that, get some water, get some milk in there and use that when you're cooking. Scraping like peanut butter containers, getting a nice good rubber spatula to make sure that you're getting every last bit out of everything. That's really going to help extend the life of those products, and you'll be surprised at how many more uses you can typically get out of those. It's crazy. If you want to know 10 things we stop buying to save money, check out this video here. And if you want to learn about the importance of multiple streams of income, why you cannot only rely on your day job, check out this video here.